one.
Welcome everybody to another episode of A&M Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
I don't really know how we should start this one.
Well,
it's kind of interesting. We got so much to cover. I don't know if we can even cover it in one night. But I'm going to hand it over because really it's been a lot going on, and I want to hand it over to Ms. Michelle. And we have also a special guest that agreed to come on at the last minute. We really appreciate her time because I know her time is limited. So yeah, we're gonna and she's on the call with us right now. So yeah, Michelle, you want to introduce our special guest?
Yes. We have the lovely Miss Karen BUIE on the line.
How
with
you doing,
us
Miss Karen?
I'm great. How are you all?
Great.
Wonderful. So tonight, we wanted to talk about the Zach Leering and the posting that he put up.
In regards, what did that posting say? Because I'm kind of slow on it.
Oh,
I heard about it, but I've been moving around so much all day. I really didn't get a chance to see it.
And Michelle, I have to say I started that. I'm the one that posted it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What was the post? School me.
It was a post saying that I guess because of we can't play pool anymore because the white ball has to hit the colored balls.
Okay, who posted it originally?
Zach Leering.
Yeah.
He was the county commissioner, the chair of the Republican Party.
Muskegon County?
Yes.
I know, crazy.
Oh.
And I'm gonna read you guys the post.
You just show it.
It said, oh, well, no, they can't see it.
No, they can't see it.
So I'm just gonna read it to you guys. The post says, "Are we still allowed to play pool since we use a white ball to hit the colored ball?"
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the county commissioner?
Yeah, it's the same one that wore the Make America Great hat to a county commission meeting, which is against the rules.
Trumpster.
The same one that went to the insurrection. We don't know if he was in Washington. He claims he was in Lansing at the one in Lansing, but that same one, he continuously posts things about being anti-vaccination, anti-mask. I mean, he's Trump personified.
Trumpster.
Yeah, and not only that, he posts a lot of racist black and white stuff on his page. Yes. They're cartoon characters. And to me, that's taking us back in the day to way back to our ancestors.
Great.
So I'm like, that's actually what we have, in our as leaders. And to me, that is ridiculous. And unless we start speaking up as Black Americans, and Black people, period, people of color start stepping up and speaking up, like, hey, you got to conduct yourself in a different manner. You got to conduct yourself accordingly.
What was your thoughts about it?
Well, I
take your time.
Emotions were all over the place. Basically, and let me give you some, for the spirit of transparency, and let me give you some background history. When I was the first Black county clerk in Muskegon. And I served for 8 years. Mm-hmm. And at the time that I was appointed, it was actually the judiciary that appointed me, the judges. They were all Republicans. And I got appointed. And so I had to run on the Republican ticket because I was appointed under the Republican judiciary. Mm-hmm. Back then, it was nothing like that. But I've always been pretty much nonpartisan because I didn't understand why the county clerk had to be partisan anyway. Mm-hmm. When it came to getting birth certificates or death certificates. I didn't care what party affiliation you were. Mm-hmm. But I say that to say that I served as a county clerk. Mm-hmm. And initially, because they'd never had a Black county clerk appointed by the Republican judiciary, it became a national thing because I was the first in the nation to serve as a county clerk.
Very interesting.
And so, but they need not get it twisted. because after serving, and then when Obama was running, you know, all the Republicans got wiped out, which was okay because people just didn't quite understand how to split their tickets. And, you know, so I lost. And at the point, you know, I was a total supporter of Obama and his administration. But when Trump got in, the whole dynamics of their party changed. And I don't think it changed. I think it just came to the forefront.
Yes, it's been there. It's been there.
It's been there. Yeah, that undercurrent of racism. So when I started, so then I changed over to the Democratic Party. So now I'm the treasurer, which, and I'm so grateful because, you know, there could have been some backlash. Well, she was on the Republican ticket. They didn't say a mumbling word because they knew my character.
Right.
And so, you know, I had no issues whatsoever. So I don't know this gentleman. I have never seen him. I've just seen pictures of him. I've never met him in person. So I've been following what he's been doing. And so when the situation came up with the hat issue, I spoke up on that. But then this just took me over the edge. Now, Bob Skolnick, who's the chairman of the Republican Party, is actually my godfather. I don't know, Michelle, if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Fun fact.
Yes. Yeah. And so so when I changed parties, he didn't say a word because he really wants to come over to our side, but he's kind of caught up in that quagmire, right? So anyway, so when this happened last night, I called him up, and we had just had dinner on Sunday, Bob and my husband, and then and we were talking about racial issues, ironically. So when this happened, I called him up immediately, and I said, "Dad, look," I call him Dad. "Dad, look, I'm giving you heads up that we're going to turn that meeting out because, you know, I love you. I respect you. This is nothing personal. But, you know, we were talking about this on Saturday, and I've had enough." And I told him, I said, you know, we're coming full force. I said, this is not going to be something that's taken lightly. I said, you know, in leadership, and he tried to, you know, calm me down and say, well, hun, look, all he's going to do is scream Second Amendment. He's going to scream First Amendment rights to be able to, you know, speak whatever. Freedom of speech. And I said, bump that. I don't care. I said, you know, when you become a county leader, you can't get on a public forum and say what your personal views are. You represent the county. I said, you know, he's not representing the KKK out there in Ravenna. He's representing, you know, the whole community. I said, I think you heard me say this tonight, Michelle. I said, we are not our ancestors.
That's right.
The wrong person to piss off about
I was so proud of you tonight. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she spoke highly of you tonight.
I was proud of you tonight, girl. I was like, yes, baby, yes. I was proud of you.
You know, that it's deep-seated in me because Vernon Dahmer, who was a civil rights activist that was killed in Hattiesburg, Mississippi by the KKK, and Eisenhower, and he walked with Martin Luther King, Farrakhan. This is my mom's uncle, so my great uncle. He owned a store there in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and he was a forerunner in making sure that Black people could get the right to vote. So he was paying the poll tax at his store. The KKK came and blew up the store. I was actually there in Hattiesburg, Mississippi in 1965 at my great-grandmother's funeral when it happened.
Really? Wow.
And yes. And so Obama gave our family he made him a civil rights hero. And he's just on MSNBC on Saturday.
Okay.
And so they just erected a statue in his name at the same courthouse where he wasn't allowed to vote.
Wow.
And so this goes very deep for me.
Yeah,
so,
I see.
I will hurt you, because we lost family members behind this. And the thing is, for him to, he doesn't know how far-reaching this vile racism goes in this community.
It's the same way.
People from the South.
Yeah, he can have the same effect that Trump did at this last fiasco he created. So I mean, because it's like, really, I mean, that's gonna allow make others think, oh, our community leaders doing it, so why can't we do it? He ain't nobody saying nothing to him, so why we gonna do what he do?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna create a lot of tension. And people, regardless if it's a lot of Black folks that stay in that area or not, it's a lot of Black folks that probably work around him. What about them Black folks that work with him? So you sitting up there calling them, you calling them the A-ball, basically. And that you could just knock us out at any point in time. Come on now. No.
Exactly. And then, I don't know, Michelle, if you saw, but there was a county director that spoke up, a white woman, who said that she no longer could be quiet. Based on, and so what he's done, and we were talking about this after our meeting, we're going to go after him on a legal standard, because now you've created a hostile work environment for the county.
Now, is this civil?
I don't know. We're going to have to do some more research. We're going to have to put our legal minds together, like Dave Kolb and those people that have dealt in those arenas, because I'm not an expert in that, so I don't know, but I know there's got to be some ramifications.
Yeah, there has to be. And I think I think the more we get people involved on a legal aspect of it, I think that will make the others around him be like, hey, you know what? You causing too much attention right now. We got to step back from you. This ain't what we about. We not trying to do that. This town too small.
Trump did with his administration, because a lot of them started bagging out and resigning.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
For some reason, they're afraid of him, almost like they did Trump. They allowed him to continue making these these racist statements, and nothing happened. And I got the feeling that they're kind of afraid of this guy, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Only, you know why? Because no one of color has stepped up
or
challenged him as of yet.
Right.
When we come in force, and when he see a whole bunch of those 8 balls saying, is this what you really feel about us?
All the colored balls.
Then when the rest of them see that, they're gonna be like, hey, no, you doing too much. You're doing too much. Because I'm gonna tell you what happens is, a lot of times the community don't even know what go on as far as commissioners and people in higher places when it comes
politics, period.
They don't pay attention to the politics,
and people can play off that ignorance, meaning not knowing.
So he can post all day long, but what they fail to realize is right now is definitely not the right time to do stuff like that, because people are still aware because of this. You got a lot of people trying to make sure, hey, don't stop now. We Democratic now. We blue. We got to keep this same momentum all year round. And that's what's making people more aware. And it's more younger people who are becoming aware of politics now. Because at first you didn't have the BUIE Max.
Right.
You didn't.
Right.
And I love that little girl to death, because she be out in the forefront.
Oh yeah, she out there.
She don't play.
She was just out there.
And she knows her rights, and she speaks up. And we need a lot more of her. We need a lot more of you. That way, we can learn. We learn from y'all. So it's like we have to be able to pass that on. So unless, I mean, oh my gosh.
Eventually we will become the ancestors.
Yes. So we got to keep on and keep on, encouraging our youth. Like, look, you got to pay attention. Because if you don't, we have more power than we think we have. We just don't know how to use it. And a lot of us don't want to share what we know, but y'all got to start sharing what you know, because knowledge is power.
It is. And that was what we were running into. And I'm not young, I'm 59. So The thing is, though, when I was running and trying to break into the political arena, I kept running into stonewalling from our older Black women.
Yes.
They
Oh
were
my
like, "It's not
God.
your time."
And you know
Yes,
that's
Not your
yes, they
crazy.
time.
won't give it up.
You know that is.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. They don't mentor,
No,
you
they
know.
don't.
And then when I got in office, it was, well, what are you going to do? You know, my expectation was totally different. The expectations placed on me were totally different because I broke through that glass ceiling, and then
Mhm.
there's these expectations from those same people that wouldn't support me.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
trust me, I
yeah.
know exactly how you feel because I feel like
Yeah,
I'm going through that now. Like,
Mhm.
come on now, like I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to, follow in your footsteps so I can show the next generation up under
Just
me,
keep it in the
and keep
DNA.
it going, keep it
Mhm.
going.
absolutely. You know, because the knowledge dies with them,
Yes,
Yes, yes,
and they
yes.
just get up there and they die in office
Uh-huh.
instead of, okay, do your time, get the knowledge, pass it on.
Mhm.
yes.
You know,
Mhm.
you're not, and those seats are not meant to be held for lifetimes,
Mhm.
But they
and
sure
that's
try
what's
to hold
happening.
on to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
stop that though.
yeah, till they literally die in office.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
And
it
then the knowledge dies with them, and you haven't mentored anybody to step in.
hmm
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, I know I know I caught you off
Right,
guard tonight. So
right.
but I appreciate you coming on at the last
Absolutely.
minute.
Just know this wasn't
Absolutely.
planned. This was like spontaneous.
Oh, she know,
Like,
because we was just finna just
Yes.
talk.
cause we had something
So was I.
totally different that we was about to cover, but you know what? We'll save that for another day because you knocked it
Yeah.
out the ballpark with that one.
Yes.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you
I
for your
appreciate you
time.
all. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you all.
Thank you.
If
We
there's anything
appreciate
that I
that.
can do, please. Michelle knows it's just a phone call.
Yeah, actually,
That's
before you called, she actually spoke you up. We've been talking.
wow.
That's why we laughed. That's why I was like, keep it. No, 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 no. You know, that's why I was back here nudging her and kicking her and bumping her, like, keep her on.
Because I was just telling him about the meeting tonight. And
She
I
was
was
just
just
telling me,
telling
just
him
telling me.
about, how you just came in. It was like, you know what, Michelle tried to be nice. Let me go ahead.
And
And right
right before she was about to press record, you called. So
Oh my God. Yeah. Sometimes God does that.
yeah.
man,
The stars and the moon and everything lined up in the universe. Yeah, thank you so much. We
yes.
really appreciate you and your
Thank you
time.
so much.
You
I
know,
love you guys.
love you too, hon. Talk to you later.
Okay. I love you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, you guys. There you have it.
We got to do one thing before we go off, though.
Oh, yeah. Miss Michelle has an announcement to make.
Yes. On the 17th of March, at from 2 p.m. to about 6:30 p.m., we will be doing vaccination registration at Muskegon Heights Academy, again in the Tiger Way.
Mm.
So anybody, we are accepting ages from 50 and up. But if you are 45, and in the medical field or law or anything like that deal,
Like frontliners or something like
frontliners
that.
basically,
Mhm.
and please feel free to come and sign up for vaccinations on the 17th between 2 and 6, and you can call the NAACP, or you can contact Vice Mayor, the president of the NAACP. I'm sorry, I've been talking all day, y'all. And he will get you signed up, or you can contact myself as well. So that is the end for me tonight.
Me too. That was yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of And the Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
Thank you for tuning in. Next time we'll cover what we're gonna cover, what we're supposed to cover tonight. But again, it is what it is, and we really appreciate all her time and everything. So you guys have a good night.